I'm going to try to keep this as brief as possible because I made a video on this a while back, and I said even in that video that this relationship was doomed from day one. And unfortunately, I'm starting to see that I was right. And this is one of those cases I wish I was wrong. Anyway, everybody's heard about the news about KeKe Palmer getting a temporary restraining order against Darius Jackson for alleged domestic violence and fear of putting their 8-month-old son in danger. Now, all we've seen is stills of the footage. I thought there was actual footage, but it's actually just stills not showing Darius in a very flattering light. And all I got to say is, if even half of that is true, no, we've gone beyond the restraining order. No, that boy needs to be locked up. But that said, I can't put total blame on him or her. There's blame on both sides. First off, KeKe Palmer, who has had an otherwise spotless, non-drama career in public image, and who has access to way better men because of the status she's on. She picks this dude, this guy that I never even heard of, not even on a behind the scenes level, who I'd never heard of. She picks this dude with no real steady income to not only be her man, but to basically impregnate her with a child. And that's what my heart really feels the most for, is the little boy. Because these two idiots, if they want to do what they want to do, they grown. Or, well, they're kids in grown folks' bodies. They can do what they want to do. But that little boy didn't ask for this. And that's who I feel my heart feels the most for, is that little child. And my prayer is really for the little boy. But going back to this, KeKe should have chose better. She has access to way better men. And there was signs that something was wrong with Darius from day one. Now, granted, the whole thing with Usher, yeah, she was very inconsiderate. The wearing an outfit that was basically see-through with her butt cheeks hanging out, which I ain't gonna lie, they are impressive. But I gotta say, especially you're in a relationship. Now, where Darius made me raise my eyebrow was the fact that he was talking about men get criticized. This is my wife and this is my family. Dude, you haven't put a ring on it. And as far as I know, you haven't actually married her. How is this your wife? And then on top of that, he gets exposed. And keep in mind, KeKe stayed with this fool during most of this. He gets exposed for messing with other women and even impregnating one of them while with KeKe. Yet KeKe stays with him. And the reason I think she stays with him is because she knows at the end of the day she has control. Whereas if it was somebody on her level that she should be with, and that's where the whole old Bible phrase of equally yoked, I think, is relevant. You should be equally yoked in that respect. Because let me tell you something, an abusive man is, I'm not saying an abusive man don't exist if you get somebody on your level. But if it's somebody on your level, they might watch their P's and Q's more than they would if they're above your level or below your level. Darius is not KeKe's level. We all agree with that. But he has nothing to lose. So he probably doesn't feel he has to hold himself back. But you don't handle it by putting hands on your woman. I'm sorry. This isn't a little kid that needs a spanking. This is a grown adult. And on a basic level, you should not be treating a grown adult like this. If you got to do that to a grown adult, put hands on them, No, you don't need to be in a relationship. You really don't. KeKe, on the other hand, was very insensitive towards him in that respect. And also the domestic violence claim, if he had been putting hands on her all this time, including around the time and after the Usher incident, why is she still with him? Unlike most women who are in domestic violence situations, she could easily dump him and keep it moving. And let me say this about restraining orders. I'm not saying don't get restraining orders, but to ladies and gentlemen, because there are abusive women out there too, I would say to both of y'all, restraining orders is only step one. Because restraining order does not respect. Because if you got somebody that's possessive like that and crazy like that, they don't give a rat's ass about a restraining order. Restraining order, all that is a piece of paper. You have to be able to use that restraining order. In other words, if they violate that restraining order, you have to be willing to call the police again. A restraining order is not going to stop them from coming after you. That's not going to stop them from coming after you. If they're really that good. And I do think there is hints that Darius is that dangerous. At the same time, though, I can't absolve KeKe Palmer blameless here because she brought this on herself because you chose this fool. And if he was putting hands on you even prior to you getting pregnant, that should have been the time to put your clothes back on, pull your panties up, close your legs, and get up out of there. And don't call him again. And don't talk to him again. But it's like in society in general, and black society in particular in America, we seem to give certain people passes. Oh, they can sing good, or they look good, or they got a big ass, or he's pretty, or he's fly. Passes that, yeah, I'm gonna sound a little bitter for a second. Passes that I would have never gotten when I was his age, or even today. Passes that I would never get, and honestly, I shouldn't get, because I'm a grown man that should have restraint for themselves, and the black woman should be a grown woman that should have restraint for themselves and choose better. And I would say that to men too, choose better. Too many times in society in general, and black society in particular that I'm talking about here, we give people too many passes for frivolous and, at the end of the day, things that don't really matter in the long run. So, just based on everything I'm hearing, there's blame on both sides. Though I do hope, if in fact that is what happened, I do hope the police does take charge here, and I hope they take this seriously. Or if she's caught in some lies, I hope she's held accountable. But given the actions of Darius Jackson, I have little to believe that she is lying. So, yeah, I mean, I can't really give either one of them a pass because both of them have created this mess. Again, like I said earlier in the video, prayers go out to the little child, the little 8-month-old son, because that's the one my heart is praying for and has some compassion for. Those two, they're grown adults. They create this mess. It's time for really both of them to grow up. And you know it's a bad idea when even Steve Harvey, the magic mustache, donkey tooth, glistening bald head of doom man, when even he tried to warn KeKe Palmer about not necessarily Darius in particular, but dudes like this. Even he, to give credit where it's due, even he tried to warn her, and she just blew him off. Well, I guess even a fool can be right once in a while, and I guess a broken clock can be right twice a day. So, hey, KeKe, they tried to warn you. So, I can't really feel that sorry for you. At the same time, I'm not going to give this man a pass either. That's really all I got to say on this. What do you think? Comment down in the comment section. If you like what I do, hit the subscribe button. I'm out.